The gas just built up in my either in my intestines, but basically in my abdominal area. Abdominal. Let me tell you that I didn't get any sleep last night. Because I saw police officers. I was just like, yes, then. Athathelwe i-points. Ide ndithenga xa esithi enye ndiyazibuza uba enye intoni. It is so messy. I haven't had much of it, but I know I'm not a fan already. Ndikile mna imali iphelile. Ndikile mna shem imali, guys. I don't wanna lie. Excuse me, I'm even burping. Dumelang, bolala. It's Sunday the 24th, right? Yeah. It's Sunday the 24th of August. We are slowly but surely approaching the end of the month. I don't know how I feel about that, but anyway, because like I said before, a month end makes no difference in my life. It's like any other day, because it's not like I get paid and stuff, you know. So it really means nothing to me whether it's month end or not. But nonetheless, I came up on here. Nikki Lauza a lot. And I just had, I think it was about 30 minutes ago, or maybe 45 minutes ago. I'm not sure because I didn't check the time when I had my breakfast. For the first time in a long time, Nikki Lauza so much, and I was just like, let me have breakfast. So my breakfast today was basically what we had last night, which is a dish I've made before in one of my vlogs. I mean, it was basically that pasta dish of mine. That was our supper for last night. And then there was some left, which I just ate this morning. Not that I normally don't eat breakfast, as you might know. But today, like I'm really, really down. And I'm not sure what's actually going on with me. But my emotions are all over the place lately. Anyway, so I just had that. And I was just lying in bed, Gilauza. And then I noticed that through the reflection, I noticed that and I figured, since it's around 10, it's probably my mother. Around this time on Sunday, she goes to church, so she passes by. Indeed, she comes in, she's like, I'm late. And then she puts a scarf Tina next to me. Oh, Sana. Sikivaneskwele sibule hanyana. Hakere. Oh, Sana. Ay, Sana. Ay. Oh, my Lord. Look at that. So heavenly. Gluttony will be the death of us, I tell you. No day, I've been craving something sweet, something cakeish for the past week now. And, guys, that was a very sweet gesture. And I feel like it will definitely lift my mood. Because, and I've been in a funk. I've been in a real funk lately. So, yeah, you can tell, guys, from the way that it looks. You saw how it looked, Miss. From the way it looks, you can tell it's nice and moist. So I'm gonna enjoy this. Oh, sana abazali. So yeah, guys, let us try it out. I know it'll taste good. I haven't had red velvet in a very long minute. I told you. Oh, it is how it automatically just melts on your tongue. It's so effortless. How shafuni mo? Mo mo. So wherever they got this, Sana. Love it. See, love it. Oh, it's delish, guys. It's delish. I'm just gonna finish it up privately because this one needs a private moment. I thought you came here. I thought you came here at this moment. It's another Sunday, yet another meal, which is quick and easy to make. Today I made a bit of pork prepared through the oven, some beetroot, some mashed carrot, as well as your potatoes. It doesn't even take me more than 45 minutes to make. So I know that if I want something wholesome, something that will fill us, that I can prepare it in no time. So today I had started by boiling the, what do you call this, the red stuff. And for some particular reason it burned. Yet I thought I turned off the stove, but it burned. But it doesn't even look like it, does it? Doesn't even look burnt. It doesn't even smell burnt now. But tasting. Now that I think about it, it might taste burnt. But yeah, I wish I had a bit of garnish. Maybe I would have decorated the potatoes a bit, but I wait too. We are not here for the aesthetics. Dumelang, bolala. Hey guys. I figured but now I need to come onto here. I know that I'm not one to give either reviews or feedback on the shows about TV. But with this one, Married at First Sight will be the death of us. I kid you not. It's afternoon now. I almost said it's in the morning, but it's afternoon now because the clock just struck 12 about 30 or so minutes, 30 or 40 minutes ago. So it's in the afternoon. I just shot footage. Yeah, basically a mini chit chat for the vlog that's supposed to come up this Sunday. Right, so I'm busy still editing parts of it because I edited the first part. Now I had just shot the last part, which I'm about to edit after. I'll Tepo, guys. Hey, Tepo. And do you know what the funny part is about Tepo? I want to start by saying this. The funny part about Tepo is the fact that the first time we came across him, he deceived us a lot. Tepo or deceiving, guys. Based on looks, Tepo looked like someone who was ready for this journey that he was about to embark on. Two, he looked like someone who has Bopilo together, someone who is sane, you know, someone who knows what he wants in life, basically. Meaning, Lintwen Atling Huyona fella by mistake. Has a puzzle at all. What's about what he's getting himself into. So he was one of those that actually tricked me into believing we're ready for this. Right? Until little did we know Tepo hada about this entire thing. And Zange Abeda. Let's be honest on this one. Zange Abeda. Tepo is about utlitzing. And secondly, Tepo is a good proper narcissist. Apart from the fact that he's a psychopath, he's a good proper narcissist, of which the narcissistic traits differ from being a psychopath. Right? Why do I say that? Because Tepo is constantly trying to make his wife feel inadequate, first and foremostly. Tepo would trigger a lot. Tepo literally thinks he's the prize, guys. Tepo, I think, Ntoya high, apart from unanality motives, it's a high for coming to the show. Tepo is trying to make it seem like a high show end. Palisa was the one and wrong. That is how narcissists are, by the way. Where now you will go out here looking like wahlanya, but home, whilst he's the problem, you know. That but they play a beautiful game, but it's just that Tepo remobonates for what he is. And doesn't this nigga, guys, last week say it to one of the guys, I don't remember which one it was, whether it was Nkululeko Okapa, it was Bongani, but nonetheless he said it to one of the guys whereby the guy alobolela his wife, or have you seen Palesa when she wakes up in the morning without makeup? I was like, not where Nastan I love you. I could never be you kaloko. It's somewhere that like when or about to have you seen Batu or saying about I was like, not when. Unfortunately enough, Palesa, I clapped her back instantly. And she was like, has Tepo seen himself naked? I'm like, girl, take several seats. Because what does he mean? What have you seen Palisa without makeup in the morning? My guy. Hence me say it could never be him. It could never be him saying such. Your Tepo. Like I feel each and every one that the couples is something is up with them. Something is definitely up with them. But I feel like Tepo is the worst out of all. And then we move on to Tabaya, Lenyalo la Nkulileko, Liposhi. Hi, bo, guys. Hi, bo. Tabenya yesterday's episode when they had that dinner with everybody else. They were seated together, and I kind of felt some type of way when Linda as well, because I just noticed I wasn't the only one who found a problem with that. But a lot of people found a problem with the fact that Makoto, ne? Makoto how one he was was addressing Nkululeko. She made it seem as though Nkululeko is basically nothing more than an extra on these shows that he has been on. She made why do I keep on saying he? She made him feel like the irrelevant, the rule akileng adibabala. Apart from the fact that one, we know when it comes to work that there is no such thing as musebetsi osnanda. You know? I know that there are those people who think that bona mesebetsi are more important. And now it made it seem as though Makoto was basically saying that the same thing Nkululeko. When Nkululeko was asked the question that he was asked about the fact that is he actually here for the show or he was here to revive his own acting career. I felt some type of way as well. I don't want to lie. Up until I actually thought back to the actual question, as I just stated. So, Warren, is he here for the show, or he's here to and I remembered back to when the entire thing started. Yeah, the episode itself. The experts said that there were questions that were going to be posed to each and every one of the cast members, right? And these questions don't come from production, neither do they come from the experts, but these questions come from within the table with itself. I have a feeling what the actual person, Anna Booty said that question because from so and so and so and so, or whoever here's a question that's based, you know. So I have a feeling what the actual question came from Makoto. It's just that harabulelwane. And Makoto, by saying that, Konjo, what have you acted on? You know? Makoto and Nkululeko are married, right? Makoto has stated ample of times that Nkululeko moho le Nkululeko who is in front of the screen are two different people, right? She has stated that. Apart from the fact that he's constantly triggering her and other things, Mimi Makoto le Nkululeko have had conversations prior. What if there was a point in time whereby Nkululeko has stated to Makoto that utletse revive a career? So Makoto is basing her question on that. Now let me I face substance question high so that people actually realize or come to the realization of what is actually being said. It's just that we don't see it, guys. We took Makoto out of context, Raisa to other things like she's disrespectful, she's constantly insulting Nkululeko, and she's a bully. And I'm not saying she's none of those things. No, I'm not saying she's none of those things, but I feel like there's something that we missed there. Right. And another factor, it may seem as though, you know, how na motho ana le English wa seka motho a buang haholo, ne? Because even when they are the people who are the most hurt in that instance, whether it's that relationship kapa whatever that is going on, but because they are the most loudest, they talk the most, they are more out there. How na motho a considerang the feelings tsa motho a jwalo. So because Makoto is loud, she will forever be considered the least of Nkululeko. Because Makoto has also said on so many accounts, guys, that Nkululeko is a liar. Nkululeko obua one thing, Nkululeko abue the other. Who wouldn't get triggered by that? I know it would drive me nuts. Okay, not. But like, I'm trying to make emphasis on this. Guys, moto abu and now you're trying to make it seem like I'm the liar. And it's just a pity now that it seems as though Makoto is the issue here. Not that I'm saying Hana Matata are high, but guys, could you listen even to the loudest of people? And now, even when let's hypo and disrespect in the previous episode, disrespecting Makoto, now they're trying to downplay everything. It's light. And then Makoto is getting upset again because what do you mean that my feelings, one, are not validated? Like you're also making it seem like I took everything and blew it out of proportion. Whereby we all know that saying or trying from Snoop Dogg, you can't turn into a housewife. Or we know the actual word or ring. So now Tapo is trying to also make it seem like it's something else. And the fact that Nkululeko didn't defend Makoto and that can hurt you. I remember I was once in a relationship where someone I felt like didn't protect me. I would go nuts, I would yell, I would shout. Hence why we are missing this entire thing. Nkululeko is constantly triggering Makoto. And Makoto being Makoto has no other reaction but to be loud and very expressive, guys. And then it comes ooh, my guy, and then it comes to the Bongani and Portia relationship or marriage. At first I just genuinely thought they would actually make this, but by the looks of things, doesn't look like end of the season they've listened to each other's diary sessions that they will make it. Because they were trying to make things work on their own basis. I'm not even going to dwell on what they are trying to do or anything like that. But they are trying to make things work based on their own basis, ne? And as much as Portia has been expressing the fact that Bongani has a be a higher one, ne? But Are, in terms of personality wise, excuse me, he's a good guy, and you can kind of tell. But now that there are certain things now that are like, red flag, you know, red flag, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel anymore about them. I honestly don't know how I feel about them. I thought out of all the 4 marriages, they would be the one couple who actually makes it, you know. Because as much as Wangani isn't what Portia was looking for physically, but personality-wise, it is kind of what she was looking for. It just came in a different package, unfortunately, for her, you know. But it looked as if they are trying to make things work. But here's the thing. You notice it says some people might have missed it, but you notice a certain level of disrespect coming from Bongani last night towards family, yeah, Portia. And I was kind of taken aback, whatever you want to say. I was kind of taken aback, and I was just like, for me, even though it's just one red flag, but for me personally, like Sabuela, Portia, or anything like that, for me personally, it would be an entire carnival. It wouldn't be a red flag. It would be an entire carnival, because once you start showing signs of that, because one rata. You're trying to make things work with me, and then in the same breath you disrespect my family. Oh, it's the quickest way, or by in my bad books, I'm gonna dump you. One thing I can tell you. So I guess I'll show about Portia and Bongani anymore. I don't want to lie. And then lastly, Nelisa, the Tsonga guy. What's his name, Gonje? Nelisa is walking into this one very naive, and I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing. Because yes, when you enter a relationship, you must give it your all. Normally people say that because even when it ends for some particular reason, but you know what, at least I gave it my all. One thing he or she can never say is, I never gave it my all. But I feel like, Nelisa is very naive, and it's kind of feeding this guy's entire persona. He is also the way that he is, mainly because Nelisa is naive and deciding to walk into this or taking this journey. Right. That guy, it's just a pity. That guy is basically married, and not even to Nelisa. That guy is basically married, meaning linyalo la haye Nelisa is basically illegitimate. Actually, illegitimate is a better word. Lenyalola, this guy, the stronger guy with Nelisa, is basically null and void, because he has said it, right? That he took out Mahadi for Sponon. And it's funny how I remember the ex, yet I don't remember his name. It is so funny. He took out Mahadi for Sponono being the so-called ex. And I put ex in inverted commas, but has the ex, Sponono, trust me. He may be ex in terms of I'm not agreeing to the fact that he has actually broken up with her, because I'm uncertain of that, because we know how these men can be. But nonetheless, in terms of how I'm going to elaborate this furthermore, Sponono Lento are very much still married. So she is not an ex to him. Sponono now is the baby mama, just for the record. The ex who is the supposed ex who is the baby mama, right? Who had the keys to the apartment and everything. Sponono is very much still married to this guy, because he has uttered with his own lips that Mahadi. Now, we live in South Africa, right? And as much as our adults may easily not acknowledge you, mainly because there are other factors that in our cultures, in our African cultures, that we have to consider before, or that other traditions that have to be in place before you can actually be considered as someone's wife or husband, you know, apart from the walking down the aisle part and Kapa Holo sign part, as we may put it. But Gamolawa was South Africa. As per, I don't know which year it was. Once moto Mahadi, and they can prove that. Of which, in this case, Sponono wouldn't even have to prove it, because the Tsonga guy said it Mahadi on national television. That is proof enough. That is Sponono. Sadi what this guy making Linyalo Nelisa, this guy null and void. Now it goes back to the production itself, because there were even arguments about the fact that Sponono even called production stating that, how could you let this happen? She was probably basing on the fact that this is my husband, and here you are as production marrying him off to another woman. Njani, guys. That is how now I'm tapping into the moral side of things. Nelisa is priding herself in being mistress, yeah, another woman's man. Sure. Married at first sight is gonna kill us, guys. I've been saying. I've never had a show that frustrated me this much. And this year, for some particular reason, I'm more invested than I was last year. I think last year, so next time a lot. I used to watch the episodes, but this season, sana CP up. But excuse me, within everything, within everything that's going on, acting that the way that they are, just grateful and thankful about him. Through everything that's going on, as misunderstood, because one thing for sure, Makoto is misunderstood, and that is what you always get from people. Once Batubo misunderstand one, and once you're a very out there person, an outspoken person, people start not liking you. People don't like people who defend themselves. That's one thing I can tell you. And one thing about Makoto can hold her own. Oh, Makoto can hold her own, I mean. So little commenting saying and people are making probably will hurt her, but Makoto can hold her own. That's one thing I can trust and believe in. She can hold her own, so she'll be fine. But Nelisa is up for a rude awakening. It's just that Sponono, I feel like, is uninformed. You know, she's uninformed. Otherwise, I guys will pay Nelisa and live in hell. I don't want to lie to you, because even in such instances, I believe, I'm not sure about what I'm saying, but I believe that if she goes the legal route, Akasuwa production ya Married at First Sight. This is Spono. No, this is Spono. Akahona usuwa production ya Married at First Sight. I believe that Sponono can also sue Nelisa for stepping into her marriage. If not Nelisa, Sponono can actually sue the husband for stepping out of their marriage. Because legally, Sponono, let that guy, I'm married, got community of property. Isn't fair? Because once Wata Mahadi, that on its own is considered community of property. That is why we are always advised that even before Muta Unseta Mahadi, if you have assets that also in the marriage that you're entering in, best you sort those things out. Because once Unseta Mahadi, basically you are agreeing to co-op. You're agreeing to co-op. If, let's say, today you have these assets and you had not signed things like the prenuptial agreement and things, and Unsama Hadis that's in it, because life can life sometimes, or what's it that's in Lena, and then Hausani, God forbid, you die from whatever. The remaining spouse, because they are your spouse based on Mahadi and if they can prove it, they are the spouse, they are entitled to the things. So, kuningi guys. Kuningi, like linyalo la Nelisa lunto akele rati because guys, you cannot build your marriage. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't care what people say, but no, what they did to Sponono is wrong. It's completely wrong. Poshi yale bongani, Makoto, those ones, they just need to go their separate ways. Honestly speaking. They have no business being with each other. That's all I can tell you. Because apart from the things that I stated earlier on about them, there are other things. It's more ex friend Yamakoto. Guys, they need to call it quits. And Balesa needs to leave that Tsepo. Tsepo is literally going to drive her nuts. Tsepo has already driven her up the wall. Now he's about to drive her nuts, because that's what narcissists do. Yeah, and it got me thinking. Why do we pinpoint this word with a particular man who turns to act a certain way? This is because not long ago, there's a prophetess called Tiffany Montgomery. I think I'm talking about her for the second time around. And she had prophesied sometime last year, I think it was mid-year last year, 2024, that Mudimo Olacho Are, we're gonna see mad men running rampant. Mad men, how translate the mad part whereby mad men in this case was basically a narcissistic man. And did men run rampant? A man not nuts. A man not losing their ish. Men are killing women like flies. And then coming up on the internet and trying to justify what they did. Hayibo. Men are triggering women. The minute afumanang what it is that hurt you in your past, they use it to hurt you yet again. Hayibo, isn't that narcissism? Hi guys. I will continue to say, Married at First Sight season 2. I kid you not. Before I drag this even further, because I know just this segment on its own can be an entire vlog, I just needed to get that out because wow, am I being shook by the second? Hi, guys. So then other people have a commenter on Married at First Sight. They're like, most of these couples have stated, one, they have checked out. Two, that they no longer want to be with these people. And I guess automatically they were expected to leave at the show. But here they are, these experts acting as if the cast members that they don't even address it. Okay, it's not being addressed. Literally, it's not being addressed, guys. People are saying that they have checked out and don't want to leave, and the experts are acting like, they're just as if nothing happened. But again, another thing that we should consider, because it's almost as if they were also expecting the cast member to just pack their bags and leave. These people are not just on an experiment, but they actually have contractual agreements. Married at First Sight. Up until the season ends, you're under obligation. Married at First Sight. When they need you, you need to be there, whether you like it or not, because you're signing a contract. You cannot just up and leave. So the belief that that these people were supposed to have up and left by now, they can't. They cannot. They have to shoot the entire season, whether they like it or not, whether they've checked out or not, because they're obligated because of the contract it's anybody's signing. And it's just like, so basically, nonsense. Let's say, for instance, of which it's too far-fetched. Let's say, for instance, they were shooting for an entire year. They'd be obligated or be present for all of that based on the contract. Hi, Sana. Jonga. Wow.